Hey, this is Max. I'm back with another CSR2 video. It is now the 325 bracket for the Mazda Miata Tier 1. So for the setup, I'm going to make it real quick and simple for you. I prefer the stage 3 tire, stage 3 body, stage 5 everything else. It brings in the most amount of power that the car can possibly get depending on fusion. And if you had enough fusions here, you should be able to get through to at least a 570 plus Evo point. Now, Evo point becomes very important at this point. If you don't have the right amount of fusions, you're not going to hit this number. The tuning isn't going to be that substantially different. You're going to see that some people use a little bit different tuning than what I have, something more like along this line. Um, it all comes down to about a wash. You're going to get about um, 500 something Evo or more, depending on what your settings are. And what that does is it puts you at about a 12.74. If you're running less Evo than this for any reason, whether you're missing fusions or you have a different setting and you end up with something like this, you're not going to be able to get through Rico. Not without some magical dyno beating driving anyway. So keep that in mind that Evo becomes critical at this point. It's really what makes or breaks you. And Evo comes mostly from fusions. Yes, Evo can come from having, uh, a really good tune, getting that extra point or two out of it. But if you're missing certain fusions, you're going to miss so much Evo that no amount of tuning is going to get you around it. I'll give you a case in point real quick. This rare nitrous that I pulled, this is a very important fusion here. 51 Evo. All right, that will make or break you by itself, assuming you have the same other Evos that I had, and you can't get these to come into play. Then you're really stuck where if you're missing those fusions, you can not make the time. So even with all these, let's say, let me show you exactly how many we have installed here. So at this point, I've actually dug into my inventory and added 4 fusions from inventory. I was actually at 21 fusions, but think about this. Out of the 25 fusions, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that is not accounted for in the setup and the tune. So really, this is being done with 20 fusions that are actively contributing Evo points. And what does it do? Like it showed you in the earlier dyno, it does a 12.742. Rico runs a 12.69. Okay, you also have to beat a 4.60 to 60. Now, some people have already gotten stuck with that. I suspect you may be missing some nitrous fusions because for these sprints, nitrous is pretty key. And you need to use it right away and just kind of ride out second to get 60. If you do that, you should beat the dyno 0 to 60 by quite a bit and beat the challenge. If you're stuck at the 0 to 60 challenge and for some reason, even though you use nitrous early, you just can't seem to beat it, it very well could be that you're missing the nitrous fusions. The horsepower rating is a lot different. The grunt from the car might be different, and that could be why you just can't beat that time. Without looking at your settings and setup, I really can't tell you any of the reasons I can think of. Now, changing the gear ratios and all that to try to beat that 0 to 60 is possible, but it won't be easier, especially if you're just short on power here. Let's do this. All right, let's say you have only 104 horsepower. Let's take a look at that. 0 to 60 says the same. Is it going to be able to beat that though? Let's try it. Now, you're still going to use nitrous the second you launch, except you won't have the same power as if you had all the extra fusions. So notice it doesn't accelerate nearly as quick. It almost struggles to get to 60. That's going to be a lot slower. And I think that is where some people are really getting stuck with that 0 to 60 challenge. The car just doesn't have the nitrous fusions. to give it that extra push coming off the line. Let's see what we run here, but I suspect it's a lot slower than that 4.4 I did earlier. And there is your problem. Okay, you're not going to get a 4.4 if you don't have the nitrous fusions. So if your nitrous is not strong enough, you're going to have some problems with that 0 to 60 challenge. Now, let's go back and take a look at this, guys. And the next one, really, that's going to be super hard will be beating Rico himself, right? Well, he runs a 12.769. You're dynoing a 12.742. But we all know this car's not that easy to hit dyno with, and it's kind of finicky when it comes to shifts and launch. I find, at least for me, the best way to launch it is to launch it perfect and shift short. Don't let it hit perfect. Just kind of, once you get to a deep good, just go, and then only shift perfect on the third to fourth shift. That usually gives you the best run. Nitrous is used in third, either right away when you shift or a hair after you shift. You can play with it depending on your actual car's exact setup, but that should give you a pretty decent run. And it wasn't decent enough to beat Rico that time, but I've done better, and I know it can beat Rico utilizing that technique. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do the nitrous on a count of 1 after I shift. So it'd be like shift 1 nitrous. Okay. Again, you want to short shift this, not perfect. So short shift a hair of a weight, and I'll even short shift third to fourth by a hair just to see if it'll help. The Mazda doesn't seem to like perfect shifts that much. It seems to be slower when you do perfect shift. It's a little bit quicker when you just short shift it slightly. 21.0, I should have beaten the 17.7 time. 17.66. I just beat Rico by 3 thousandths. Oh, 3 thousandths of a second. I don't think I can even tell that if I'm racing him. He probably crossed the line at the almost ahead of you. It's the way the visuals will look. But bottom line is that will beat his time. The best I've eked out of this setting, driving around different ways, is about a 12.75. So that would definitely beat him. But again, you know, slightly short shifting, perfect launch, nitrous in third, play with it, you will get it. If your car is not getting this Evo point, you're not going to beat him. It's that simple. At this point, either you find fusions or you find some way to beat them, or you're just not going to beat them. That is really the rub with this tier and this challenge. If you started relatively new, you have no Mazda fusions, you could very well just be stuck either at 310 or 325, and there's just no way for you to get through it. You can't tune around the lack of fusions. So you're stuck, you're stuck. You just have to be patient, wait, play the game, hope that the fusion trials and the bronze keys will eventually drop you the right Mazda fusion. I believe Natural Motion had every intention of people getting stuck here. I think this is one of their strategies to kind of make sure people don't finish Tempest 3 in a day. Remember, between Tempest 2 and 3, there was almost a year wait. I suspect we're going to be waiting close to that, at least between Tempest 3 and 4. So, you know, if you beat it really fast, well, now you don't have Tempest to play with for a long time. So keep that in mind. In any case, I hope this video was helpful to you with the information I'm providing. Feel free to ask me questions in the comments, and please subscribe to the channel so that you can get updates when I post other videos. As always, thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.